Good morning students and welcome to the new lecture of the business studies. Today we have choose a very important function that is the planning. So planning, if we talk about the companies, whether it is a big concern or a small companies or small firms, where there are we think about the future to increase or we want to achieve our dreams, like to increase the sale or to decrease the cost and to rise the profit, we have to, or a businessman have to think of. So it means when we think of for the future, we have to do some thinking process which is related to our mind games. So planning involves a very important function in the management, and basically if we go to the different function of management, we have basically the 5 functions. The planning is the foremost important function. We have 5 functions, that is the planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. And planning plays a very important role, and we can say that it is the first function of the management. So what do you mean by the planning? That is, the planning can be defined as thinking in advance what is to be done, when is to be done, how is to be done and whom is to be done. It's a very appropriate words in this line is using, means the planning is defined as thinking in advance, because planning involves for the future. We always think about the future when we do the planning. So it means that planning means thinking in advance. What? Thinking in advance means what is to be done, when is to be done, what is to be done. What are our objectives? We are to be first try out to find out what are your appropriate objectives should be for your business. Then when is to be done, what is the right time, what should be the right span of time to achieve that objective, and then when is to be done and whom is to be done, who will do it. So it is a very important for the management. It is just like the bridge between what you are here and what you want to achieve. It is actually cater the bridge between that. So it involves the setting objective and deciding in advance the appropriate course of action to achieve these objectives. So planning always done for the time period. Very important thing is that planning always require the time. If there is a time factor, then you can say there is a planning. If there is no time limit, there is no time dimension, you need not to be planned. Because plan means there is appropriate time in which you want to achieve your objective. So with the time dimension, taking the time dimension, there is also one appropriate definition, that is setting of the objective for given time period, formulating various course of action to achieve them, and then selecting the best possible alternate for different course of action. It means planning is where there is a time factor, you are to be bound with the time, and also planning is where there is a different alternative. There are various alternatives and you are to choose a best method or alternate. So planning involves, that is the main content of planning is there must be the objective, there must be the target to be achieved. Then planning involves the time where there is a time factor, you are bound with the time, there will be the planning. And also planning is always be done where there are various objectives, various alternatives, and you are to choose the one of the best alternative among that. So with the help of that, we have also calculated some features of planning. We will discuss it, then the importance of planning and the limitation of planning. So what are the features, or you can say the characteristics or a nature of the planning? So it is contribution of objective. So first of all, the planning involves the making of the objective. Then it is a primary function. Planning is a primary function. When we talk about the functions of the management, as you all know that there are basically the 5 functions, and planning is the foremost first function. Then it is pervasive. It is present in everywhere. It means all level of the management have to follow the planning and make the policies. It is forward looking. Planning is always done for the future. It is actually futuristic. Its nature is futuristic. We always plan for the future. It is not for the past. We can take the past experiences to make our future plan, but it is always by nature planning is futuristic. Next is the continuous. Planning is always continuous. This function is a continuous because you can't say that once you are just made up of your plans and policies you are done with, because when you make your plan, then the next step is to then organizing, the staffing, the directing and controlling, and again you ultimate come to again the first function, that is the planning. So we can say that planning is a continuous process. Next is the involved decision making. Planning involves the decision making process. It is a key factor of all the functions. Next is the mental exercise. So basically, if we say that planning is actually by nature is involved the mental exercise, because lot of decisions you are to be take with your intelligence. There are lot of various action to be evaluated by the manager, and what is the best for the organization has to be achieved, adopted. So it is a mental process. If we talk about the importance of the planning, we have it provide a direction. Planning provide a stipulated right direction to your plans and policies and objectives. Then reduce the risk, because you are going to analyze in the process of the planning what is right, what is wrong, so you can reduce the risk of the future. Third one is the reduce the overtapping. It means that through the planning you come to know that what are the present demand and you can go with the present demand of the market. Next is to promote innovative ideas. As in the feature of the planning, we just studied that planning is a mental exercise or a mental prone process. So we can say that it actually promotes the idea because it is related with the mental exercise, and during the planning you just analyze so many plans, and with that you can also innovate. Okay, so there it promotes the innovations. Next is facilitate the decision making. We already discussed that there are so various alternatives you have to follow or you have to choose the best one. So it means that planning facilitates the decision making. Next is establishes the standard. We have to make a standard first, because we have to make a benchmark or a standard, and we are every time we are to achieve that standard. So it is very much establishes the standard. Next is if we talk about the limitation of the planning, although we have so many importance of planning, we have some limitations also, and those are it leads to rigidity. Planning is not flexible. It is actually once you just made your plan or policy, it is very inconvenient to change it frequently. So we can say that its nature is little rigid. Next is it may not working in dynamic environment. You know that in the previous chapter you just studied about that the business environment is keep on changing every time. So once you just made your plan or policy, which already we discussed that it is rigid, it is inflexible, it is not flexible. So it is very difficult to change your plans frequently. So sometimes it is not matching to your present environment. Next, it reduces the creativity. There are some people who are very creative in your organization. They can be the employees, but once you are done with your planning or the policy, you need not to be, change your plans and policies. So here, somewhere it is less creative. Once you just make your plan, there is no way of changing it. Although their idea is good, but once you are done with, it is very difficult and complex process to be changed. Next, it involves a huge cost. Planning is a thinking process. It is time consuming and also it involves involve a huge cost, because here you are also giving the lot of money. You are just spending a lot of money for making the plans and doing the research work and all. So we can say if we will take it the both, that is it involves the huge cost as well as it is also the time consuming. So next is the planning does not give the guarantee success. It is also not be guarantee that if you are by consuming so much time and involving a huge cost, if you make any plan or a policy, it is 100% going to give you the guarantee of the success. So there are the limitations, the importance and the features of the planning. One by one we will discuss it in the details. As we have just studied about what is the meaning of the planning, and we have just studied briefly the characteristics and the importance and the limitation. Here we are going to do it in the details. We are just targeting the characteristics, or you can say the nature on you can say the feature of the planning. So these are the features. We are going to explain it in the detail and try to understand it. First is the planning is contribute to objective. Now, there is no planning if there is no target. So, it's very, very important for the planning that there should be the target. There should be the target, or you can say the objective. Until and unless there is no objective for a particular task, there will be no planning. So, it is for most important for the planning function that there should be some target to be achieved. So, it means that planning contribute to objectives. It means planning actually try to make the target, the work on the target. What should be the target? What should be the objective of the organization? First important task of the planning function is to deciding the target or analyzing the objective, which is for the organization. So it means we can say that we cannot think planning in the absence of the objective. After that, method, procedure and step is to be taken to achieve it. It means we can say that once in the planning, the objective is to be calculated. What are the objective? What should be the objective of the organization? And the second task, for that objective, the achievement of that objective, what kind of the methods, procedures and step is to be taken to achieve that. It means it has a twofold. First, to identify the objective of the organization. That is very, very important. If there is no target, there is no objective, then there is no need of the planning. So, to framing the objective and then to find out the methods and procedures and the step is to be taken to achieve those objectives. So, planning is actually working on the both sides, making of the objective and also trying to find out the method and procedure to achieve those objectives. Second point is planning is primarily function. If you read about that, management has 5 major functions, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. And primary is the very first function of management. Until the primary function, that is until the planning will not take place, other 4 function has no use at all. So it means that no other function can be executed without performing the planning. So objectives are set up in planning and other functions depend on objective. What are the role of the other function? That is after the planning, there is organizing, staffing, controlling, directing. What are the purpose of that functions? The purpose of those functions are to achieve the objective. And if there is no objective, there is no use of the function. So it means the very important is to the primary function. To do the primary function, because it is the primary function, that is the planning. In that function, we find out the objectives. Because without the objective, the other 4 functions are useless. less. Okay. So next is the pervasive. Planning in nature is pervasive. Pervasive means which is present in everywhere. Either we talk about that the all level, it means it requires the all level and all type of the organization. So pervasive here means it is actually the management or a planning is required all type of organization as well as the all level of the organization. Like level of organization, it is required at the top level of management. Planning is required if there is a middle level or a lower level. In all the level of the management, the planning is required. And also in all kind of organization, whether it is a small or a big or a private sector or a public sector, everywhere the planning is required because it is a first managerial function. So formation of major plan and framing of the overall policy is a task of the top level of management, and lower level make plan to support the overall objective. We can say that it means that the major policies and formation of the overall policy or major plan is the task of the top level of management. On that level, the top level works or plan, and also it's not like only the top level of management do the planning. Even the departmental manager or the lower level has to support those plans. So for that, those plans, they have to make their own plan to achieve that major plan. Next is the forward looking. Planning is always futuristic. It is a forward looking. You never make a plan for the past. The planning is always for the coming future, which is the coming time, which is ought to become. So it's futuristic, never done for past, but prediction and assumptions are made on the basis of the past experiences with the regular and intelligent scan of general environment. It means that yes, it is not made for the past, but the prediction and assumption which is based on the past is done in the planning, and on the basis of that prediction and assumption, which also with the help of the journal scanning, we make the planning. So it means we can say that the planning is forward looking. It is futuristic. Next is continuous. The planning is continuous in nature. It is the never ending process. Also we can say it is an ongoing process because it never stops. It is continuing, in a process of continuing. Why? Because so after making the plan, one has to touch with the changing environment. When the planner makes the policy, it doesn't mean that his work has stopped. Once he just made a frame of the policy, he is just carefree about that. It's not so. Because the planner has to always make a check with the environment, and environment is a phenomena which is ever changing and we have to cope up with that environment. We have already discussed in the environment chapter. So it means that it is continuous. Once you have made your policies and plan, even then you are to work on and just taken a eye on the changing environment, so that you can also make some amendment, which is very, very important. You can't ignore that. You are to adopt or change your policies and plan according to the environment. That's why it is continuous process. Sixth one is the involvement of decision making. Planning involves the decision making process. It is because in the planning process, the manager has to analyze and evaluate so many alternatives. There are so many alternatives for doing the particular work, and it is the manager who has to analyze, who has to evaluate it, who has to analyze each and every method, and also he has to, with his using his intellect, he has to choose a one best method among all. So that's why in this way, it is a decision making process. Manager has to make a decision which alternate is the best of all. So that's why it also involves the decision making. Next is that is the mental exercise. Yes, in the planning, it has a nature, the planning has a nature of the brainstorming. It is an intellectual task and involve brainstorming. Highly qualified performance or professionals are hired for planner's job position. It is a mental exercise because either you are doing the predictions and assumption, you need a brainstorming, you need a lot of intellect, you need a lot of use of your brain, and also choosing a right method among so many various methods. That is also you require your brain, you require your concentration for that. So that's why we can say the planning process involve the mental exercise. It has also the nature. So these are the 7 important feature of the planning. You just do revise it and also try to understand what the points are saying to you, because in the book everything is clear. It is all the mapping. You need to just follow your book. You need to read your all the points and all the the crust of all the things stuff very carefully. You will understand much better. Thank you.